Hello, welcome to my review of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. This season is split into two arcs: the hidden inventory / premature death arc, which is the prequel to the prequel because this takes place before Jujutsu Kaisen Season 0. So, before we move forward, we must go back twice. That's kind of like the Saw shit, why go forward when you can always just go back to the past? And then the second half of Jujutsu Kaisen is the Shibuya incident arc. Well, I shouldn't say second half because the premature death and hidden inventory arc are only 5 episodes. Well, the Shibuya incident is like 18 episodes out of the 23 episodes we have here. Chum Gachazoa is the new series director for Season 2. The OPs are Ono Shukama by Taisayua Kina, which is my favorite out of openings and endings, and special by King Gun. Endings are Akari by Shiji Shimaya and Moving Worlds by Hits Uji Gaku. I butchered most of those, if not all of those. And I would like to go over some VAs before going to the review. Ruko is played by Anna Nagisi. Shozo is played by Daisuke Nawai, who are also playing Momokichi. And Sumoi and Naruto. Daigo in Digimon Tri, and Matt in the Digimon Adventure Reboot, or as it's officially called, Adventure : and Mako and Yu-Gi-Oh! Do Monsters Leon Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, and others in the Watch Do animes. Lastly, Tojo, who's played by Taki Haruto Kurosawa, who's also played Tosaki and Kajiki in Naruto, Wiser in High School DxD, Roswell and WeZero, Akane in Yu-Gi-Oh! Do Monsters and Satoris and GX. Okay, now we can get on to our review here. Episode 1. We start with Gal's foreshadowing about him turning evil, but we kind of know that at this point. But this is before he does turn evil. This is him and Gojo's high school days. But we cut to Meimei and Uehara being sent to deal with a co-spirit at her house. Uehara's a little afraid to be by herself as her and Meimei split up. But the animation, let me just say that this top 2 of the season is really good. Uehara checks under her bed and only finds mice. Meimei and Uehara are trapped in a loop. Well, not really a loop, more of a patching loop where it's just each time to go through the loop, it's not the same distance or doesn't take the same time because the co-spirit has to place the parts in front of it. So it's like a train track, but you constantly have to put the back part in front, if that makes sense. Gojo shows up with Garo and Shuko. We see how Garo and Gojo think they're the strongest duo. It's kind of, and of course they deal with the co-spirit, and then we cut to them later on, talking ideals, and it's kind of weird to see them having the opposite ideals that they had, and it's Jujutsu Kaisen Season 0 almost, with Garo being the strong to protect the weak. Gets to be fair in a way, he feels that way, but not. No, he doesn't. He feels like he should protect the sorcerers in the future, not the humans, which I guess technically both would be weakest. So, anyways, and Gojo doesn't share the same feelings. Garo and Gojo must protect the Star Vessel, who Tekken uses from evolving into a higher being and stop being himself. This will erase who the vessel is, but if this doesn't happen, a lot of barriers in the Jujutsu world would be weakened and can throw the human world into chaos. And I like the Digimon reference to explaining Tengen I appreciate that. It helped me fully understand the situation at hand with whoever think, oh, well, we can't have it. Tengen going to Skullgreymon, we gotta refer him back to Koromon. I gotcha. Okay, that's all you need to say. Like, we're good. Group Cube wants to have Tengen go on a rampage, and the Star Religious Group wants to, sees Tengen as a god. Both want the vessel dead. A bomb was detonated in the vessel's room. Garo saves her as Gojo gets in his own fight. Star Religious Group has Tojo as an assassin. This episode is good. It does a very good job introducing Garo and Gojo in their high school days, in which we actually saw, like, the high school days a bit more, like, a little slice of life. But, I mean, I guess that's what the opening shows you. But, I mean, it would still be nice to get more of that, per se, in, like, an actual episode. But, like, it not being killed. It doesn't, like, oh, they don't have a slice of life, take off points. No, it doesn't. It's just something I would like to see. But this is a very good episode. Definitely sets up the stakes of this arc, and something to, like, kind of, I guess, look forward to a bit into the future. Episode 20. Garo and Gojo won the respective fights. Tojo's plan is to wear down Gojo by using the power of others. Tojo's is Megumin's deadbeat dad. And Shoko can use reverse Code Energy, aka she's the healer, but she's not a healer, so, which is kind of a shame. But whatever, I guess free will make it crowded. In terms of, like, I guess the free trio. But hey, again, whatever. It's the Garo and Gojo show. Ryuko is the vessel, and she has a maid named Kuro. Ryuko believes that Hoha and Will continue on after Tengen takes over her body. Ryuko still wants to go to school, It might not matter in 2 days, but I will have fun. Fun in the sun. Tojo put out a bounty on Ryuko, and this is part of the plan to wear down Gojo. Garo is finding someone with a similar ability as him, though his opponent just needs a talisman to summon curses. Garo beats his foe easily. Gojo is a popular with the ladies when he went to get Ryuko. I mean, even the teacher wanted Gojo.
You are a stern schoolmistress who is unhappy and punishing me and with your love stick. This is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Oh my god! What are you telling me?
Which I'm fine with. I know normally I pick apart, like, relationships I find weird, but it's not played straight, so it's fine. Well, it's just for most, like, the relationships are played for straight, but the ones that I, like, criticize, because, like, Good was finding a close user, but it was a fake, and he was finding out about the bounty. Gojo is finding a clone man, but still can't use reverse code energy, but still wins. Kuro has been kidnapped. I like this episode is fine. We just get more information, really. And some action scenes, and tilts. But, episode 3, Ryuko wants to go to the exhibition for, Kuro, because she wants to make sure she says goodbye. They'll execute off screen because God forbid we see. I mean, we did see it. We get a flashback to one of them. We get a brief. We got beef. We got a brief cameo by Nami and someone named Yui, who are here to help, but don't. They're on spirit. Gojo has been honing his coast ability the whole time. Then we get vacation because that's where I want to be. Tojo attacks as soon as Gojo lets his go of his coast technique at Jujutsu High. Garo's getting Ryuko to Tengen as Gojo fights Toji. Toji has no coast energy but has like a heavy impact that makes him super strong. And has a coast spear that keeps his weapons for him. Toji's too fast because you gotta go fast. Toji uses all coast spears to hide his presence of his coast spear. And he stabs Gojo a lot and beats him, like, a lot. Like, something you don't come back from a lot. Ruka and Kuro says for goodbye. Gao says to Ruka, you can go home. And Gao and Gojo will fire off Tengen if it comes down to that. Ruka, she says to keep on living. And she gets shot in the head. This episode was great. There's a real tragedy of, Gojo and Gao be like, hey, I know this never mentioned here, but like, we're all giving you a choice here to go back to your life, and we would deal with the consequences. If you want to continue living, you can. And they have that choice stripped away, and a sense of a bang bang. Well, I guess it was more of a single bang, but I guess that's besides the point. But this episode's a real tragedy. We're gonna touch on that in a second, but we get to it. But the episode, actually, I should say the episode of the bubble is good. Actually, all of these episodes are good in that bubble, and we'll pop that bubble soon enough. But I have to specifically say in a bubble, and no, I normally don't specify that, but here we are. Episode 4, Gao's finding Tojo. Tojo can hide his co-spirit and his stone to hide his ghost energy. Tojo has his 5 senses heightened and killed Kuro before the fight even started. So he killed the maid too. I feel bad for her. I mean, I'm sure she tried everything in her power to stop Tojo, but still feel bad that she got killed. Tojo's making Gao his bitch. Gao cannot absorb Tojo's co-spirit. Tojo doesn't know what would happen if he killed Gao with all his co-spirit, so he doesn't. Tojo gets his bounty from like the Star religious group because they were paying him monies. So, I mean, I guess that's what it means to be hired. Crazy about the Star religious group, it's okay to wipe the world born just for what they believe in. Like, quite literally, we don't care what happens to the world. If we die too, it happens, We did what we wanted to do. GG. Gojo is alive because he learned reverse code's energy to heal last second. Whatever. I mean, I'm all good for good healing, but, so, I'm calling BS on able to heal your way back on that. But whatever. He's good. I'm sure it's like vampires from Supernatural. You got cut off the head. Gojo's now the one kicking Tojo's butt. Gojo's able to make purple by mixing blue ghost energy and red reverse ghost energy. Tojo tells Gojo about his son. Gojo wants to kill all the Star religious group members after the cheer about Ruko's death. But Gao says there's no point. This episode is good, again, in a bubble. I think, again, we think, like, more of Gojo's and Gao's, like, ideology at this point in time. One thing I say now, I don't believe Gojo's transformation to who he is today, based off of Gao's woes in this episode, because next episode we see a focus on that. I just don't. And maybe, like, a scene or two somewhere else will have helped me with that. I personally don't find it believable. Now, before any further thoughts on development, let's go to episode 5, because I feel like this is going to be the main bulk of my thoughts of the first arc of the season. Well, I mean, it's the final episode of the first arc of the season, but that's besides the point. A year later, Gojo is proving that he is the strongest instead of being the strongest with Gao. Gao's tired of same old, and his modes are being challenged. Yu tells Gao giving his all feels good after being asked if he could keep being a sorcerer. A woman asks Gao what kind of woman he likes, and this woman's name is Yuki. Yuki's trying to create a world with no co-spirits. One way is to get rid of Ko's energy like how Tojo was with his heavy impact, or second, make humans able to control their own Ko's energy. Because of the death of Tojo, Yuki wants to teach humans how to control their Ko's energy. This is how Gao got the idea to kill humans to eliminate Ko's energy. So, Tengen is just good now. He's just good. He is swell. And you want to know why? This is bullshit. I think this is absolutely one of the most horrendous one-lines and like anything I've seen. Like Yuki was just, oh, no vessel was bone, or maybe it was another one in general. That's fine. I hate that so fucking much. I mean, to be fair, they never mentioned there was just one. They didn't explain how you can pick as a star vessel. None of that. Fail. But there were stakes to this. The stakes were, well, if you don't do this, other things will go to shit. But if you do this, the world would be as it is. But you lose who you are. Both were the stakes. And again, that choice was taken away from her. But it doesn't matter who fucking chose, because there were no consequences to this shit. She could have walked away and they could have grabbed Joe Schmo from the streets, shoved him in Ville, and he's a star vessel. Who gives a fuck? That is such a, I say, lazy way of like chewing. Well, we can't have a world go to shit. So, well, he's just good now. I hate that. I'm sorry. I hate that a lot. Again, to be fair, but they explain the rules of a star vessel. But at the same time, come on, really? You died in a mission that solidified Geralt's drift into the dark side. Geralt kills a village to save the twin sisters from a zero. Geralt and Shuko having a talk as Shuko calls Gojo to deal with Geralt. I feel like Gojo hanging on to Geralt's words about it's being pointless is, well, pointless. I don't buy it. Because he goes, well, it's pointless, you can kill everyone, but I mean, to be fair, I think he can get a very good head stuff. He tried, to be honest. If you ask me, this guy's no Joe Schmo either. He's talented, and not many people will be able to stay up to him, so I'm saying he has a decent chance. But Geralt asks, Gojo, are you the strongest because you are Gojo? Or are you Gojo because you're the strongest? I really like that question. If Geralt was strong like Geralt, he could kill every non-social, which again, I mean, he isn't as strong as Gojo, but I feel like he could literally do a great job of killing everyone. That's horrible when I say that loud. You know what I mean. I think he would have no problem picking off a lot of people really fast. And then Gojo lets Geralt go. We see Geralt set up where he was in Jujutsu Kaisen 0. When Gojo picks up Megumin, I'm pretty sure we saw this scene in season 1, but I think there's a little more to it here. I don't like this episode. Honestly, it's because of that one line about Tengen just being good. I feel like that's a cop-out on so many levels, and it kind of ruins the whole arc for me a bit. So, But Geralt's descent into, I guess, evil is believable. So, it's definitely, I feel like, honestly, after this all is said and done, these first 5 episodes were pointless. I hate to say it like that. It's nice to see details of what happens, but I think for flashbacks, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 were for sufficient enough. I'm sure we didn't know Geralt's reasoning to turn to the dark side, but I feel like obviously you can afford falling out or something like that. I mean, the plot really just feels like to get Geralt where he is in season 0, and I feel like and have Tojo. I feel like those things too specifically. Everything else just kind of just went around that. Because I feel like, again, with that one sentence, I'm going to hop on this for like 20 more seconds of Tengen just being good. I feel like for me personally, you took out everything emotional about this arc on my rewatch. Because I watched this when this was airing, and I rewatched it for my review, and knowing that Tengen was just, that's fine, who cares? sucks all of emotional tension out of it. It just does. So, the development emotional core of this arc has been shadowed for me, so. Which is very disappointing, and I really wish that wasn't the case. But, unfortunately, it is. Episode 6, Toro and Mei are talking about how someone could become a first grade, and Toro realized he can't go with Yuji on his mission to become a first grade since he recommended him. Yuko, who was in middle school with Yuji, saw Norobara talking to Yuji and asked if Yuji is single or not. She also, Yuki also changed her appearance a lot. I hate to make this comparison, but this is what I thought of. She went from being a Wario to a Waluigi. And yes, it is that drastic of a change. Nobuo gets Megumi. Megumi mentions that Yuji likes tall girls like Jennifer Lawrence. That's specifically referenced in season 1. Nobi summons Yuji. Yuji remembers Oko, even though she looks totally different. We then cut to Hayame, who knows one person's leaking information, and is working with Yuji, Megumi, and Nobuo to Kono the Mole, if you will. But more is Mekamaru. Mekamaru isn't where he should be, like his physical body, because, he can't really move due to his heavenly pack. Gero and Maho agreed to fix Mekamaru's body as a pack and can't break it. Maho is now facing Mekamaru because they have a falling out. Mekamaru is like, well, you attacked my teammates. And they go, well, but technically wasn't us as Henry. So that was an us, so technically didn't break our promise, then it caused blood. And then Mekamaru really puts mech in his name. Mekamaru says Gojo is his Wincom, but my thing is, look, Mekamaru, my guy, I know you can't contact Gojo because of the veil, but you were literally talking to someone just before you shut off. Can you just say, hey, send Gojo to this address, please? Thank you. You'll be Gucci. And you can, go, why do you need Gojo at that location? Doesn't matter, send Gojo to this location, please. Begging you is an emergency, please and thank you. But, legitimately, I know we might not get a plot because of it, but, it's not like you will, in a way you will trap, but in a way you won't trap. The mech used to store up Co's energy to fire laser beams! This episode's good. Is this episode good? This episode's okay. I think the whole Mekamaru cannot communicate. I don't know. I don't think it was explained well. It's a reason here, but I feel like it could have done a lot better. But other than that, this is a good episode. I try not to read stuff about Jujutsu Kaisen because spoilers, because manga. But I know after this point in time, it's like the mangaka mentioned about this the last slice of life we're getting, which that's a shame because I really do love slice of life so much, shining like Dragon Ball Super fellow between the Future Trunks arc and the Tournament of Power. But hey, what the mangaka wants, the mangaka does, and if he wants to go arc after arc, that's fine. You know what I mean? Episode 7. Maho isn't taking damage from Maho's attack. Mekamaru fires 7 was able to damage Maho, but he only has 3 left of those shots. Maho can really dodge like amazing, just transforming like crazy. Maho uses his domain expansion. He dodges the second shot of a simple domain, which is an anti-domain technique. Mekamaru uses simple domain to protect himself against Maho's domain and get a first shot on him. Maho damages Mekamaru badly. Going reference as Mekamaru gets killed. Gero raises a veil around Shibuya, trapping a lot of known people inside, and guides some of those people in the subway. Gojo is the only one going in as everyone acts like a backup. This episode's fine. Actually, this episode's good. I really like the action. And, for a lot of habits, basically just set up for the rest of this arc that we have going on here. So yeah, I mean, it's a good episode. No really complaints for us. Episode 8, visit Veil but traps unknown sorcerers underground. Yuji, Mei, and Mei's younger brother, Yu, go to Manjin Shrine Station since that's where the Veil was low. Gojo is up against Jogo, Hanami, and a new character, Shozo. There's another Veil to stop sorcerers from entering the station. Maho is somewhere because they're transfigured humans. Mei and Yu go to save others as Yuji goes after the Veil use them. Yuji found a locust coast, the Veil, that is protecting the Veil now, and it's just a nail that is the source of the Veil. I'm sure it has a name, but Veil nail is for us copyright. No one else can use it. It's mine. I'm joking, of course. I just imagine the copyright office, people just going in and going, "It's mine now! You can't use it anymore!" But anyways, Yuji, is, holding his own against the, Locust Coast and very much can dodge. Yuji killed Locust and destroyed the Veil. The three villains are using, then we cut to the three villains up against Gojo, who are using humans as, human shields to stop Gojo from using his full power. The villains' teamwork is fun to watch, but it doesn't work that well. The villains are using domain amplifiers, which allows them to negate any curse techniques. And this is a style of a lot of human death, and I was sick of it. Look, I get you can use death for a lot of different things. And it's hard to explain because, spoiler, this arc has a lot, heavy body count from nameless characters and not so nameless characters. It's hard to explain, because I'm thinking, okay, what makes a good death memorable? And I think, well, if it's stuff like Dragon Ball, characters come back, but, when they die, it's impactful. Like Krillin, I don't think there has not been an unimpactful Krillin death for, Ball, Z, and, GT. I think they've all done, a fantastic job of Krillin dying. And I just think, opposed to something like Akame got killed, I think it's... I think, and I've thought about it, I think it's breathing. You gotta breathe out death a bit. You can't, you could have death after death. That's what solid furniture space off. But also, purposely, look at the fun death. Creative death. But this is, I feel like death for development and setting the scene. And again, I know Dragon Ball, I'm using Dragon Ball for example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatever, does that well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't always hit. I'm looking at you, Brains, because Brains, I feel fell into the death trapping as well. But, I'm not saying none of the deaths have impact in this arc. We get to those, of course, but I feel for my personal taste, a lot of death for, I don't want to say for the sake of it, but at the same time, that's what it kind of feels like. A restart button almost. Again, we get to stuff later, but it doesn't always. But again, we get to more specific case scenarios later on. But I feel since it's here, get off my chest. I was honestly so done on my rewatch of Death. It wasn't even funny. Episode 9. You guys start off with everyone saying Gojo is the strongest, so you can reverse those expectations. I hate it. I feel that's kind of the point of hidden inventory / premature death is to show that Gojo does have a weakness. I thought it was somewhat of a point of that arc, with Toji being able to come up with a strategy to take down Gojo. But hey, we gotta spell it out for the audience here in big, bold, neon sign letters. Gojo's gonna not win this episode. Yeah, I'm not. If they do this one at a time, I'm just not a fan of it, if you couldn't tell. It feels a bit too handholding, just expect the opposite to happen. Gojo's kicking butt and killed Henry. The villains had to keep Gojo in range of the ceiling for a minute for the prison realm to seal Gojo. Drogo's trying to use humans to help in a hand one, you got hit then one. Trying to transfigure humans with Maho shows up to add to the chaos. And I mean, again, more people are just dying left and right. It's just, again, I'm all the way over it. It's just like, it adds to chaos, shows for desperation or whatnot. But, when you just killing, dozens and dozens of people, just for me, just the desperation loses its meaning, because it's just Gojo uses his domain for 0.2 of a second to get rid of all the transfigured humans while not hurting all the normal people while I'm even in days for a few months, but not dead. Gojo got trapped in the prison realm after Gaara got Gojo to stay still for a bit, and it being a minute in Gojo's mind. Gaara had his dead body taken over by a co-spirit for the ease of everything, right after we calling him Gil, even though it's not Gil, but I don't know what else to call him really right now, so he's just Gil, even for now. Gojo has saying Yuto from Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. This episode is good. I mean, you guys feel Gojo, because how else are you gonna beat him? So that makes sense. Gil being taken over by a co-spirit also makes sense. No complaints there. And there's just some fun action scenes and stuff like that. Again, I would just the main, I guess, drawback from this is I really don't like the opening segment of oh boy, Gojo's the strongest. Because I'm oh, well, he's getting sealed this episode. Okay, well, it didn't do anything to help the experience. I think it took away from the experience. And again, same with, I know that's this is way more personal, just too much death. It just takes away from it. Episode 10. Gaara's soul is able to fight Fake Gaara for a bit. I don't know. Yeah, so Mechamaru has these little robots to communicate with everyone. He has 3 of them, or 4 of them. He had 3 or 4 of them. Hang around, and the condition was, when Gojo gets sealed, but he goes I had to set it to that. That is one thing I want to know why. Because again, an opportunity to communicate with someone before you fought Gil Maho and die. And then couldn't you just said to when I die, come to life, have one in Gojo's off bedroom or something? But hey, what do I know? Two coaches are heading to his Mei in the other's way. Well, 4 veils in Shibuya. One keeping known people in. The second one is a veil to keep Gojo in. A 4 veil is to keep socials from entering, and the 4 veil is another one to keep normal people in. Yuji goes to Shibuya to tell everyone that Gojo has been sealed, while Mei and Yu stay back to fight the coasters. Gaara can move the prison realm because Gojo is Gojo. That's it. I mean, he's strongest, Everyone is on standby into Shibuya. Hatora is here as well. Yuji yells to everyone that Gojo has been sealed. Shozo and Maho want to kill Yuji, while Drogo want to bring back Sukuna. So it becomes a little game, He doesn't want to play a game. But twins... Okay. I would like to apologize to Sakura. I in my mind, Mahto is probably like one of the dumbest, has one of the dumbest decisions in all of media, thanks to the 5 o'clock Like, I know I haven't gotten that very yet in my Naruto reviews. But these twins, I think, take the fucking cake. I think they do the dumbest shit just to get the plot moving. And this is one of the things. They didn't make a pact with Garo to, fake Garo to get Garo's body back, which a pact is binding. They just have a verbal agreement. Why the fuck will you not make it a pact? Why? Like, I get you're desperate, whatever, maybe not thinking it through, but like, why? Why do you do that? But that's silly on their part. That's very silly. And it leads to something even dumber, if you ask me. But we get to it when we get to it. Megami, Anatomy, and a new character named Takuma meet up with Yuji. Yuji, Megami, and Takuma go deal with the villains as Domini does his own thing. This episode's fine. It's more of a sub for like how the rest of the arc is gonna go. And I really don't have too much more to say to that. I gave my thoughts on basically everything else I want to give my thoughts on. So moving on to episode 11. The 3 heroes search for the source of the veil, and they came across 3 people. One is a guy named Jewel, who Yuji and Megami are fighting, and a grandson and grandma duo that Takumi is fighting. Jewel lives from a 31 floor drop, which, I mean, I ain't gonna feel that one in the morning. Probably not, due to his co-ability, which we'll find out about in just a second. Takumi can use abilities from the four ambitious beasts by covering his face. Jugo isn't taking any damage from his fight with Megami and Yuji. The grandson is protecting the grandma until she can summon the spirit of Tojo into him. We learn about the world changed when Gojo was born because people like the grandma and like Joe are afraid of his power, so they don't just go killing people like they want. I mean, the Joe person was like taking people's face off, like freaking Carlo from llamas with hats. Co-spirits grew stronger in response to Gojo's birth. Megami figured out the first power thanks to his hails, and then we cut to Tojo being summoned and him kicking Takumi's butt. And then we cut back. It is a lot of cutting back and forth. Ju's powers is to reverse damage of big attacks to low damage and low attacks to big damage. There are limits to this, of course, because if there weren't limits, like L will hold him badly, and stuff like that. So, there are limits to this. Yuji and Megami beat Jio. This episode is good. I mean, it's a fun little action piece, of Yuji and Megami versus Jio. Takumi getting his ass kicked. I mean, it's a shame. He has a cool power set. We don't even see all of his power set. Because we really only see, 2 out of the 4 beasts' powers before he just got his butt handed to him. So, I mean, that's really the biggest shame of this. But other than that, this episode's fine. Episode 12, Nami found a victim of Haruta, and I'm pretty sure later on, I know I don't have this on the script, I'm pretty sure that victim that Nami found turned out to be okay. I just feel like I had to throw that out there. Megami beats for co-spirits. Yuji destroys the source of the veil. Megami and Yuji saves Takumi from falling to his death. And then we see Tojo takes over the grandson's body and kills the grandma. Yuji and Megami split off as Megami takes Takumi to get first aid. Nobara and Haruta are fine, and she's doing okay. Haruta's son has a mind of his own and is attacking the supervisor that was with Naba. Noba gets her guard down and gets, a sucker punch, per se. Hara just wants to have fun. Nami shows up and destroys Hara. Nami fails to get any information out of Hara. Mei says in Ghetto, who summons the smallpox codes. The smallpox uses domain and Mei survives being crushed. And then we cut back to Nami, who goes to meet with others and tells them about to stay. And then we see that Yuji is faced with Shizo. This episode's okay. I really hate Haruta, and we learn about his powers soon enough, but I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna say his power now. I know I'm putting in the script later, but basically how his power works is he still up luck. Like if he sees something lucky, he will forget about it, and it becomes like a marking under his eye, and that's like the storage of his luck. I basically it's not luck. It's I'm not dead. I mean, I guess you could say that's luck, but like how it's used is like, oh, that would kill me. I'm not dead. Lucky. Instead of like, I'm not like something like Lucky Go from Ben 10 or Domino from like Deadpool 2, when you see like, oh, look at the luck and have fun with the luck in that regard, is used as a get out of death free card. And maybe it's my disappointment of like when it comes up with the ability of luck, that is that what I think the ability of luck should be, which is I mean me projecting on Jujutsu Kaisen. So I guess that's not really fair to Jujutsu Kaisen, but I guess really my point is for the ability of luck and it being described as luck. I mean, I would prefer it to be more fun and abusing luck. But if that's like a personal thing, that really won't take away from like anything. It's not like, oh well, we didn't have luck like a lot. Minus 10 points. No, of course not. So, but I mean, I just don't like in general, to be honest, his personality and all that stuff. Well, I mean, to be fair, his like, oh, I'm surviving ability just makes him feel like a character that's around and dealing with people he shouldn't be, and it's kind of frustrating about regard too. But we get to that later on. Episode 14. Togi is dealing with trying to save people with his close speech ability. Yuji has to deal with Shozo and his shot of how high pressure blood shots called piercing blood. Shozo asks Yuji for his brother's last words, and Yuji says they were crying. Yuji struggling with a long distance attack. Piercing blood is on faster than his first fire. Shozo can make blood explode in a move called Supernova. Megamaru has a plan for Yuji to go into the bathroom, break for turrets and sinks, and make it rain to dissolve Shozo's blood. Yuji and Shozo are on even ground until Shozo hides some blood and pierces Yuji with it. Shozo uses the blood in his body to pack him up a punch. Yuji and Shozo are back to being equal too. Shozo uses his blood to harm when Yuji was about to hit. Shozo was about to kill Yuji when he gets a vision of Yuji being his brother. This episode's animated fantastically. It is definitely an amazing fight scene for that. I really like the dynamic of Yuji versus Shozo a lot. And I like how they show the twist of Yuji being Shozo's brother. Because the vision, that's what that vision means. So, I mean, overall, I really like this episode. So, episode 14. The smallpox curse puts you in a box. If it tries to bury you under a gravestone and then to count 3, then, you gotta count to 3. And if you don't break out in those 3 seconds, you get smallpox. If a convoluted way of trying to give someone smallpox, but hey, I guess you gotta get a chance to try not get smallpox. Mei uses Yu as bait. Yu is also dealing with the domain. Mei uses her clothes as like a kamikaze pilot, killing the codes. Mei's getting fight go, which we will not see. I mean, I'm actually very disappointed in that, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, to be fair, it doesn't, not seeing it doesn't affect the plot, so. Maki, Nami, and Maki's uncle Nabatu fight a curse named Dragon. Now, Baru is fast and makes Dragon spell of a human state. Dragon evolved from his human state into a special way. Dragon summons Wato. Dragon is very strong compared to our heroes. Nobody can plant his and his opponent's moves by touching them. Then you can plan your moves by 24 frames. If you move in a way you don't plan, you get frozen. Dragon got his domain off. Dragon got his fish friends to help attack. Nobody uses secret art feeling bars from emotion to protect himself from the domain. Nabaru and Nami are Dragon's main targets because they're more of a threat. Megumin shows up to play the main attack of Will. Nami is still alive with one less eye. Nabaru is too, but with one less arm. Megumin is gonna open a hole so the others can escape, but Tojo shows up. This episode is good. The fight is good. It's entertaining. But really, my biggest complaint with the fight starts like next episode. But like from what's in this episode, it's fun. Nabaru's MH technique is cool. Which we kind of see more of that, but hey, like more applications of it. But hey, Episode 15. Tojo takes Maki's weapon. Tojo doesn't have any close energy, so it can't run out. So he can't go, like, the channeling can't end. So he's here to stay. Tojo is fighting via instinct, like, against the strongest person. Tojo makes toothpicks out of Maki's weapon and kills Dragon. Toji targets Megumin next and separates him from the group. Which I feel like Toji was just here to kill Dragon and separate Megumin from the group. Like, just like contrivance. I know he has like something a bit more in like the next episode, but that's why it feels like he's mainly here for, and I don't like it because like the next few episodes all feel of contrivances. I feel like whether people agree with that or not, I feel like the next few episodes are just contrived to all heaven. Jogo shows up and burns everyone else. They'll one assumed to death because the couple in flames are falling down. I don't know how you really would survive that, but Jogo fell the twin gods thing. UJ Thingum. Jogo feeds Yuji 10 figures to awaken Sukuna. The twins are worried that Sukuna would kill them so that just for breathing. So if I just tell you that they're fucking idiots, I don't know what will. I'm sorry, like, I get they're desperate to save Gab. But why not team up with our heroes here? And be like, look, here's what's going on. Help us, please. Thank you. Instead, they went to the absolutely fucking extreme and literally try to give the help of the worst person possible because Sarkon demands respect and the twins ask Sarkon to deal with Gale for one more thing. So he kills them because how dare them tell him what to do over two fingers. This is the dumbest plan, I think, in any media ever. And I mean that legitimately. I feel like the twins were just here, so there was a vessel to bring Asakuna out. And I hate that, because again, it feels contrived, because this is beyond stupid, in my opinion. Like, if there's logic behind it, but like, they're all like, you know, there's some steps leading up before you go balls to the walls. You just decide to put your balls to walls automatically, and it backfired because you didn't follow the steps before you go to the absolutely extreme. Drogo says he wants nothing besides Sukuna to be fully reborn. Sukuna says if Drogo lands a hit on him, he will walk under the cold spirits. I don't like this episode. I really don't. Again, this feels more than anything else to get puzzle pieces where they need to be. And I will feel like it's contrived, personally. And again, like I said, my kill review, of course, stories are gonna have contrivances because it's stories. You know, you gotta get stuff working how you need stuff to work for your story to work. But this, I don't know. When I watched it both times, I just felt like, okay, clearly they really want Megami not to be taken out by not Gojo, Jogo, and then be with Tojo for a second, and then obviously they want Sukuna out. And I just feel like it was done in the most contrived way possible, if you ask me. But episode 16, Megami's just trying to use his hills to run away. Tojo is just on another level. Panda is with Kurosawa, who doesn't want to get into the action because he thinks he will die. Just follows Chub in front of Panda and Kurosawa. Tojo comes to his senses, even though he sold his son in the first place. He is happy that he's not a Zenny and not a slave, and kills himself. Look, honestly, I don't care. But Tojo is happy that his son is in a better place than he left him. I be honest. Like, I like Tojo. Tojo's a fun character. But, like, it's like if Frieza had a nice bonding moment with his son like this. Will I really care? Probably not. Frieza does have a son. I forgot his name, but I know it's like a pun off of Chestnut, like Quellen's name. So it's somewhere in that realm. It's like that's what I like try to think about. It's like, okay. It's like, okay, if Frieza did this, would I care? No, really. Especially after, like, he killed, like, Ruka. Like, I have no reason to care about Tojo being satisfied with his family, didn't I? Because he really didn't care about his family until, like, last minute. Again, for me, this is why it feels like Tojo is just here to separate Megami from the group. Because this doesn't work for me at all. Because it feels a bit forced. Like, unless they do something with this in the future, which they might. This might come back later, and this might be more relevant. Who knows? But as of for now, as in this arc, this feels like this was just here to get Megami away from that group, so he doesn't get boned to presumably death. And Tojo kills himself. I can't remember if I said that or not, but he kills himself. When the twins were alive, they had falling out of Ghetto members because they wanted to set Ghetto's body free. Sukuna was Jogo's going all over the city, and made beautifully. Sukuna found time to mess with Pen and Kurosawa. Sukuna can use flames too and kills Jogo. And I like the little death scene because we get more into Sukuna's like philosophy, because he tells Jogo like basically companionship is like kind of made you weak. You should just like did whatever you can to become as strong as Gojo. And then Jogo was like, well, co-spirit, like his ideology. Not that I really care, to be honest. I really didn't care about any of the like disaster coaches besides Maho. But we get to him later down the line. It's like co-spirits were the real humans all along and stuff like that. Unime is someone who used to know Sukuna shows up. This episode's okay. I mean, stuff was, the action is pretty good. It's just for Toji and Megami stuff that really holds this episode back for me. Episode 17. We gotta remember Yuji was told to help Alice by his grandpa, so we can reverse this exploitation slayer. Megami summons how am I supposed to say this? Waga? Close enough. Probably not. I'm probably so far. I'm always on a planet with pronunciation. But this summon, no one can control this summon. So basically, you sacrifice yourself to get it to kill someone else. In a witch room. So Megami uses it to take out Huata, who showed up / Megami in the back. Because we gotta get Huaga out of here. honestly, like, legitimately anyone else, literally anyone else, this would feel at least somewhat deserved, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't perceive Hawaii as much as a threat. So, like, when he goes, like, oh, let me just do this ultimate, like, double takedown, I'm like, why, bro? Like, I get Megumin's on Death Dose, too, but, like, I don't know. Again, maybe that's personal bias, though. Probably is, but I don't perceive how as a threat. So when it's like, oh well, see you on the other side, Captain. Again, it just doesn't feel right to me. And then since it's in this notes, I'll explain how Hawaii's luck works. Again, it's more like you still have chances to not die, rather than like an actual like luck exchange. Sakana shows up to save Hawa, because if Hawa dies, Megumin would be forever dead, because Megumin got the 1-2 punch to the side, and Hawa needs to die for the ritual to be completed. So I know puts Ma Hogora. It's a good fight. A lot of distraction, a lot of death. And like again, my statement, like even shit I really love, like I liked the Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn directed, but towards the end, like when the final person who dies of that movie died, I was like, I'm done with people dying. You know, cool, you can kill people, but at this point, I'm kind of over it. My Hogora can adapt to anything and everything, so that's fun. It just adapts. I actually really do love characters that can just adapt. And this is probably the least interesting version of a character I've seen that can adapt to anything and everything. But it's still a fun fight. So even though I think it could have been more interesting, per se, I don't think it ruins the fight. Sarkon can use his domain without being in his own space, like everyone else's domain is like in a circle. That guy can just whip it out in public. And he uses cleave to hit everything with close entry and dismount to hit everything without close entry. And he just killed who knows how many people. A shit ton. And Sarkon kills Omega with fire. Sarkon also kills Huara because finally, and takes Megumin away to heal. Yuji's back and is upset that his body was used to kill so many, especially since his goal was to give things like a respectful death or a rightful death. And then Yuji got a new resolve so he wouldn't be Jessimo. Because I mean, I think we're going to theme. They play the opening special here, and I guess like an ironic thing, because Yuji's grandpa called him special. But I would think I would prefer this scene in silence. Like Yuji, like I think Yuji screaming "die, die" to himself. It should be me that have died. You know, not hearing like special playing, I think would have been way more impactful. Or if you had to absolutely use special for that ironic thing you're going for, I think we should have gone for Dragon Ball Super well. What I mean is, limit Breaker X Survivors for opening for the Tournament Power arc. Maybe we use that song for Vegeta's World Blue theme when he goes beyond that Super Saiyan Blue. One would call it Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Or if you want to be that person, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution. But they took it, like, you know, change how the song sounds. I don't know proper music tone, so work with me here. But like they change the pacing of the song and stuff like that. But you obviously can still tell it's Limit Breaker X Survivor, but just change it to make it feel more epic and right for like the Prince of all Saiyans to be breaking his limits. So I think we could have done something like that. Took special, make it sound more in the mood of what just happened. Because, like, when I hear special after, like, what just happened, it takes me out of the moment. Me personally. Like, I know the song technically fits the moment, but the sound of the song doesn't do that. Especially since I can't understand lyrics because it's in Japanese. You know, I'm going on the feeling of what that song is, and the feeling doesn't fit. Oh boy, my body was just used to kill God knows how many people. But other than that, I mean, this fight is very good, destructive. If you just want to see shit getting fucked up, this is literally the fight for you. Like, this is the definition of everything gets fucked up. And apparently, this, because for those who don't know, Studio Map had some production issues of working workers, all that fun stuff during Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. And apparently, this episode was only 30% done. For 40% done, it is stunning. So, props for that. Props to the animation team for pulling off of this episode. But episode 18, usually he's hearing lines that people have said to him throughout his life. Nami is still alive, looking like Fuku's Two-Face forever existed. And he passed Matsuo. I forgot how I said his name. Matsuo. And doesn't notice him. Nami's finding transfigure humans as he thinks about how nice it would be to just be in a beach in Malaysia, reading a book, you know, relaxing. He did enough. And like thinking how tired he is. Nami is struggling more than he normally would. Yuji shows up. Nami like entrusts the future to Yuji as he dies by Maru's hands. Maybe entrust the future is the wrong phrase because he didn't want to entrust the future to Yuji or pass on his will to Yuji because he doesn't want to put a burden on him. He just says the fight. I mean, I guess technically that's entrusting his will to him by saying, hey, it's your turn. And Nami is like, okay, this death is good. It was very well done. I have like no complaints again. I know I've been like, oh, too much death and I'm kind of fatigued of it. Nami was done well, so even though I'm upset that he died, but you know, he had a good ending. Yuji Maru fighting on equal footing. Maru says Yuji is the same as him because he kills humans without thought, and Yuji saves them just because, you know, for the heck of it. Close combat is fun. Maru is fun to see fighting. Maru puts a fake human trick. And Maho splits himself into two, like, they flash back to that, because that leads into our next episode. But this part of this conflict is very entertaining. Again, Nami's end was very well done, and very beautiful done. Music direction and all. They nailed the music and the Nami death scene. Yeah, I like this episode. Episode 19. Now, Bar is saying the fake Maho. The fake cannot transfigure humans. Bar uses residence, which does damage to both of the Mahos. Helping Yuji out, Nobara figures out she's finding a fake. The fake runs away. The fake and real Maho switch, and the real one touches Nobara. We get Nobara life flashback. Honestly, I'd be honest, I don't think I felt so nothing about a flashback. Like, it flashes back her making her one friend, how real the village can be. Meeting that one friend that moved away in, like, season 1. All that jazz. And then we see, like, I guess, the room of her heart, where the people who she befriend send chairs, while there's, like, many empty chairs around them. Saying, well, you know, her heart wasn't filled up, but it was filled with good people. And then she says, life wasn't bad as her eye blew up. This episode's okay. The flashback took like half the episode, and again, I just found nothing. It really, for me, didn't add much to Nobara's character. I mean, I also see the friend that moved away, and her life going, oh, I wonder how Nobara's doing. And then, you know, you get the eye explosion. So you know, there's that. I mean, I guess it's nice to see the friends still thinking about Nabara. But, like, I don't know about what... Really, I was just in the wrong headset when I saw Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. But I did enjoy... I mean, I remember enjoying Nabara, like, at the very end of Season 1. Not so much throughout Season 1, but at the end, I thought there was an improvement. And I liked her in Season 2. And then they killed her. And then I'm like, okay, let's move on to the next character. Like, I didn't feel anything when she died. And episode 20 solidified that feeling. Yuji remember a time when he, Megami, and Nabara spilled coffee and High goes to show. I mean, this is a nice scene to show friendship, but I feel like that's what episode 6 was for. To show that friendship, to make this more heartbroken instead of having it right here. I mean, I think, honestly, I do, like, I get it, but I also feel like if you had Yuji thinking back to the moment that we saw in episode 6, I think that might have been more impactful. It might not have been, but I think since that is actually something that we saw, I think we could have done something with that. Yuji has a breakdown and Maho starts to beat on him. Todo shows up and knows like Garo left with Gojo away. Nita, who's with Tojo, can stop bleeding and tries with Nabara because she's dead, but not dead. He's like, well, she's not breathing, she's pretty much dead, but I'm gonna try and do something just in case. So I feel like this is very much, so they can just go, she's alive the whole time, later on, and for an ass poem. So they stay this beforehand, so this wouldn't be an ass poem, which I think is silly. I think this is silly. Look, you have emotional flashback, kill, good, move on. But no, they have this specifically just in case the one bring her back. And it just feels like, again, moving on. Who's dying next? Let's line them up. I hate to say it like that. It's just like that's kind of how I feel at this point because again, while Nami's death was done well, and with Nabara's death, I feel like fumbled the ball. I'm just like, okay, we'll move on to the next step. I know there's more coming. Come on, hit me with it. And Nala does the same with Yuji. Todo and Yuji vs. Maho begins. It is really a fun fight. I love the teamwork between Todo and Yuji. Megamaru tells his classmates, we cut to him. But like in Shibuya, what happened? I left confession after step to Miwao. And then we go back to the fun fight. Maho wants to beat Todo first. Todo gets a good-looking black fashion, but does nothing. Maho forces everyone to the surface. I like this episode besides the Nabara part. But the fight is really fucking fun. Episode 21. Again, the fight is just fun. Maho summons glass cannons to do with Todo. Yuji is fighting staying like transfigured humans. Yuji and Todo are back together. Maho uses his domain for 0.2 seconds to transfigure Todo's hand, but Todo cuts it off. Todo lets a flare blow from Maho by focusing his course energy on his stomach. Todo imagines his eye giving him strength. And claps Maho's hands to switch with Yuji. Todo is out of his fight now. Maho transfers himself into a less cool version of himself because it's like he becomes faster, hollow, and he has like blades, but like that's not what makes Maho's fights fun. So it's just like, okay, cool, you're stronger, faster, and better, but like, are you really better? I know that's like the true shape of your soul and whatnot, but the other one was fun. Yuji's getting destroyed after Todo fails to switch Maho and Yuji. Yuji was able to land a black flash. Yuji is the wolf to Maho's rabbit, and then Garo shows up. I like this fight. I mean, really, honestly, Todo is such a great character. I love him. I wish there was more of him. But, with what we got, it was fantastic. Yuji was fantastic in this too. I like him becoming like Kodo and Toast Maho, like, I am the wolf about to kill the rabbit. It's rabbit season. So, that's really neat. So, moving on to episode 22. We learned that Kurosawa is in favor for Yuji to be killed. Mei and Yu teleport out of Japan to Malaysia, which I think that's an interesting dynamic for like the more selfish Jujutsu Kaisen Soso lives and gets to go to Malaysia. And while the more selfless Soso and Naname dies and don't go to Malaysia, showing the cruelty of being a Jujutsu Kaisen Soso. And like Mei like knows everything is about to go to shit in Japan. Gero is just messing with Yuji at this point. Gero absorbs Maho, and explains that supreme acts are like super moves basically, and Gero's is Uzumaki.
Believe it.
Which is like combining both co-spirits into making a strong attack. Also, Gero can use bad co-spirits ability after using Uzumaki. The Kyoko students are here, but they can't stand up to Gero. Gero uses Maho for Uzumaki. That doesn't hit anyone. Shozo says that Gero is Kami no Toshi, who is a bad person. And Gero's response, and Shozo's dad, and Gero's response is, I have many names. Shozo says that Yuji is his brother, and Yuji is like, he tried to kill me, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Shozo's facing Gero for a fun fight. Of course, Gero is a step above. Yuname pleases everyone, wants to try to step in. Yuki shows up to save the day. And this episode is fine. With 22, it's just, it's a fun fight. I have really nothing more to say about 22. It's just there, it's fun, and something really wrong with it. Episode 23. We get Yuki versus Gojo. Oh, sorry, first it's not found because it doesn't exist. I would like to see that. For Yuki being a special grade sorcerer, I would like to see her abilities, but she's just standing around talking. Well, like a lot of anime protagonists apparently like to do, but hey, I would like to see at least one punch for him. Gero wants to optimize Kosen entry if Gero uses Tengen, because Kosen entry is really only in Japan, but Gero can optimize using Tengen as the source and make all the other countries jelly. Gero uses Maho's ability to make people that Gero has marked or forced to absorb Ko's arms, like Megumin's sister, into sorcerers. Gero is starting a killing game, so people will understand the Ko's energy. Gero releases a lot of Koses into the wild. We get Japan's government panicking over what just happened. We see more people die, because why not? I hate this, because you go, oh, things gone to shit. It's seeing 5 people die. Who gives a shit at this point? I'm sorry, Sailor people just died 2 seconds ago. It was because of our main character's, not really evil side, but spirit within. And yeah, you really, I feel like they don't sell the panic of thousands of Koses being released into the wild. And what they did here. Yuta shows back up and says to let her go. I wonder how he has Ruka again, because Ruka was released at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen season. I guess it's season 0 of the movie Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Yuki wants to confront Tengen. Yuta was ordered to kill Yuji and is willing because Sakanam cut off on Toji's arms. I don't get why the high arms seen by Gojo was an accomplice to Shibuya. Didn't they get no reports about what happened? I feel like this just more or less to create tension. Because it's Principal is also dying because of Gojo, and he knows Tengen, so Principal has to die because he taught both of them. So I don't know. I feel like the Gojo part is first, and so is the Principal, just a tiny bit. If they explain the reasoning, okay, but from what we've seen, what characters that were actually in the incident have observed, I don't get it. Unless it's just, he didn't kill Gero, but everyone knows that Gero is being possessed by some co-spirit. So I don't get this decision. Maybe it will be explained later on. Hopefully it will be. But I do like we do see a bit of a consequence of Sukuna destroying basically Shibuya and killing billions, well, not billions, but at least thousands probably of people. And yeah, so yeah, let's end Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. What I think. There's some parts I like, some parts I dislike, some parts I hate. So, this is very hard to rank. I couldn't even think of a rank when I was writing the review because this is such a mixed bag for me. There's a lot of good parts, there's a lot of bad parts. And I'm sure if I watched all the parts I like, this would be wonderful. And if the Shibuya incident was like this,
when they ask you what the Shibuya incident was, you show them this clip, chat. You show them this clip.
Automatically 10 out of 10. But it's not like that. I think I'm going to give Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 a 7 out of 10. That's fair. I feel like that's fair. I'm thinking about it. It's like, there's some ups and downs. And, yeah, so there's some ups and downs and stuff like that. So, I feel like that is fair. So, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Like the review. If you like the review, hit the dislike button if you dislike the review. And subscribe if you want to see more for us reviews. And I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.